still, I say it, but I still don't like believe it because I'm still in shock at how everything went down. Hey everyone, so I know I told y'all that I had big news to share, so in this video I'm going to be sharing the big news that I promised to share. I just wanted to wait till everything was kind of finalized before I said anything because I wasn't trying to be out here looking crazy. I have accepted a position at a hospital that is literally like 5 minutes away from my school to be a pharmacy intern, and I am just still, I say it, but I still don't like believe it because I'm still in shock at how everything went down. I forget how I got in contact with this job, but I just remember applying online and I was just like, I kind of was just applying just like, so this was like in August. Like school had already started. I had sent this in. A couple weeks later, I get a call from the hospital HR team, and she's just like, hey, like we see your application and we just want to have a phone interview. So I was like, okay, sure. I thought the interview went really well. Like she's like, this is great. All I have to do is just forward this over to the director. She's actually on vacation for the next couple of weeks. So if you don't hear back in a couple of weeks, like don't feel bad. Like it's because she's on vacation. But I never heard back. Like I never heard back. So I was just like, oh, okay, I didn't get it. I wasn't too upset because I was just like, you know what? I already am working in the office. Like it's not like I have no means of income. Like I can still buy groceries, which is literally all I use my money for, is just buy food and just like little stuff that I need. So then we had a career fair. Yes, this is how it's all worked. We had a career fair and I had put my name down at the retail pharmacy. Like it's in a grocery store. I did my rotation at a grocery store and it wasn't bad because it wasn't as demanding as like retail pharmacy chains. So I was like, okay, I think I can manage this. So I wrote my name down for that, and the last week of classes, I get an email from one of the managers of this grocery store like, hey, I'm looking for some students and I would love for you to come in for an interview. So I was like, oh, okay, great. Like, this is looking up. I can definitely work a couple shifts next semester. Well, this semester now. So I was like, okay, yeah. So, but he wasn't available that week, and that was the last week I was here, and then I was going home for a month. So I was just like, okay, I'll let you know when I'm back and we can schedule the interview then. And he was just like, okay, great, that works. Literally the last week I was home, I remember I was in my car. I think I was on my way to the gym. Then I get an email and I look at it and it's just like intern position. So I'm thinking that it's the grocery store manager that I was in contact with the last week of classes. So then it was just like, oh, hospital. I was like, hospital? It was the hospital that I had the phone interview for like in September. And I was like, what in the world? It was just like, hi, Donicia, we see your application and I would love to, have you come in for an interview. So like I like emailed her that same day. I was just like, hey, yes, I would love to come in for an interview. Then she was just like, oh, like, wow, you responded so fast. In my head, I'm like, yes, I responded fast. Like, I want this job. So she was just like, okay, great. Like, we can schedule it for so-and-so day and bring your class schedule with you. So I'm like, wow, like she must really want me if she's asking me to bring my class schedule already. I'm like, oh, okay, things are moving pretty fast. So literally I come back to school on Tuesday and the interview was on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning I go over there and I like sit down and she just immediately is just like, okay, so I've seen you worked in retail pharmacy and we talked about that, and she's like, I was seeing you work in a hospital too, like that's great. And I was like, yeah, I did, I loved it. So then she was like such a great, like she had all this energy, just positivity, and I was just like, wow, this woman's amazing. And she was just like telling me some initiatives that they're implementing in the hospital and how they're integrating pharmacists in that program and pharmacy interns. She was basically saying, so like as an intern, like I want you working in the inpatient and outpatient pharmacy, which they have two. I was like, oh my gosh, they have two pharmacies. Like this hospital also has an outpatient pharmacy where like patients who are leaving, they can pick up their medications as if it's like a retail pharmacy in the hospital. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that is so cool. So she's basically saying like, I want you in both. And she was just like, I really want you to go on rounds with the hospitalist and look over, medication recs with the pharmacist and doing all this. And literally as she was talking, um, I hope she didn't notice, but like there were like tears forming in my eyes because I was just like, wow, like this is such a great opportunity. And as she's just talking, I'm just thinking about all the learning that I'm going to receive, the experience I'm going to receive, and just thinking like, wow, like God, like you are seriously so faithful. And so she was just talking. She was like, does that sound like something that would interest you? I'm like, yes, like is that even a question? So she was just like, great. She was just like, I really love your personality, because like we were just talking and like I was asking her so many questions about the stuff that they're implementing, and she was super excited about it. She took me on a tour like of the pharmacies, and she was just showing me around, and she basically was just introducing everyone. She's like, this is the new hire, this is her, like, this, like all excited. And she was like holding my arm like we were besties, like walking around. She's like, oh my gosh, like you're gonna love it here and stuff. I was like, what? It was just like it was just like, this is gonna be my boss, like this is amazing. I even told her, I'm just like, I love your personality. She was just like, we really aim for just having positive people here, and we look for that when we hire individuals. She took me on the tour. We went back to her office and she was like, do you have any questions? I was like, actually yes. I see that like you have this degree and this degree, and like, like what made you want to do it? How did you do it? How did you go about that? And we were just talking. She was telling me about her career path, her journey, and she was just encouraging me to like, think about certain things in pharmacy. And it literally just like blew my mind. And I left there just so encouraged. I was like, you know what, even if I don't get this job, I was just so encouraged by her words and just her kindness. And literally just sat in my car, just completely just praising the Lord of just his faithfulness and his love and his mercy and his grace, and just how much he looks out for his children. And it was just, even just talking about it, thinking about it, I'm sorry like if I'm like pausing, but it's just mind-blowing at how it all went down. So then like I get an email that day like, oh look, congratulations, you're moving forward in the process, so we just need your references. So I sent in all my references, and then I didn't hear back. I didn't hear anything for like a good week and a half, guys. So I'm just like, I remember at one point I was sitting in class just so upset. I'm just like, wow, like I don't know, maybe like one of the reference, I used a new reference this year, and I was like, maybe that reference was just like I wasn't good, or I don't know. I was freaking out. And one mind was just like, Tanisha, don't get to that point yet. Like, relax. Just email the recruiter who reached out to you. I sent an email. I'm just like, hey, I just want to touch base with you to see if there's anything that I need to do on my end to move forward in the process. Like literally like 5 minutes after, I get a call from the hospital, and like I was in class so I couldn't answer it. She called me and she left a message. She's like, hey Nancy, I just want to call and talk to you about the update with the position. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I didn't get it. Because it's like, if I got it, like you would have sent me an email and you would have just responded to the email. So you're probably just calling me, let me know that I didn't get it. I don't know. I was just freaking out, guys. So after class was done, I called and she answers, and my heart's like racing. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Not ready to like face this news. I was so anxious. I was like freaking out. So she's just like, hi, I'm so sorry for the delay, but I did look at your profile. All your references were phenomenal, and so we are going to move forward, and we want to officially offer you a position at the hospital as a pharmacy intern. And I literally had to sit down because I was standing up. I had to sit down, sitting on the floor, and I was just like, like, wow, God, you did that. So I go in next week and we'll start the whole process. I wanted to share this news with you all because you guys are part of my journey. Even if none of you are in pharmacy and you're watching this video, I just wanted to encourage some individuals out there, because sometimes God starts certain things and we think that he just forgot, or he just neglected it, or it was just like, God, why did you tell me that this is going to happen and it's not happening, or you'll start me on a journey and then it just seems like he just left, he doesn't care, and he's forgotten about you. I had the phone interview in September, y'all. September. And I didn't get the job until January. So for those of you who feel like God has forgotten about your dream, he's forgotten about your goals, or he's not making away with certain things, relax and trust him. He knows that I could not have worked last semester because it was just a lot going on, but this semester I have a little bit more leeway, so he knew exactly what he was doing, and I'm just so grateful for that. And you know, even though I was excited and thrilled and just ecstatic about the position, I became a little fearful because I'm just like, wow, like I'm really going to be putting to work a lot of the things that I have learned, and practicing a lot of stuff that we have gone over the past 2 years, well, year and a half. And I got scared because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm capable enough. I don't know if I'm smart enough. Like all these fears started to fill in my head, and I was just like, no. I am going to go into this job with confidence, with trust, knowing that God is going to take care of me and take care of everything. So even if I do make mistakes, even if I do mess up, it's all part of the learning process. And I think that sometimes we let fear get into our hearts, and it can stop us from moving forward to what God wants us to do. It can stop us dead in our tracks where God is trying to push us to do something, but yet we're standing still, not moving because of fear. And I almost let fear take over my thoughts and my emotions when it came to this position. And I was like, no, this is God's doing. So he's not going to leave you nor forsake you. So for those of you who are in your waiting period, you are in a point where you're not sure about why you're not hearing back from certain schools, or you're not hearing back from certain jobs, you're going on interviews but you're not hearing anything back. I can promise you, and I hope that you let my story be an example to show you at how faithful God is and how he is going to take care of you, and he's going to take care of everything. So do not worry, fear, or fret, because God is he's seriously working in your life. And sometimes we get so scared that things aren't going to work out. We get so scared and we're just like, God, like what is happening? Why aren't I hearing back? Why aren't things working out? Why is everything going wrong? But sometimes he is just preparing you for the very blessing that he is going to show you. So sorry, it's getting a little emotional. But I just really, really, really want you to trust God with literally your whole heart, because honestly, you get to a point where you have no other choice. And when you do that, when you just surrender that to him, he's seriously going to blow your mind, and he's seriously just going to just make you be like, wow, why did I ever doubt him? It's a little long video, but if you watch the whole thing, I really hope that you were encouraged. And yeah, that's it. That's all I want to share. That's the big news that I want to share with y'all. So I have a job. I'm going to be working 2 jobs in pharmacy school. But you know, I consider this hospital job as like more learning and just cultivating. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'll do an update video to let you know how I handle or manage working 2 jobs in pharmacy school. But obviously I haven't started yet, so I can't do that just yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all already know what it is. You can comment below, or you can email me at behismasterpiece@gmail.com with any questions that you have. And as always, be his masterpiece. Bye, everyone.